everyone. Okay, so we got a lot to talk about with this chapter. Let's just jump right into the big reveal, which is that supposedly, at least if I'm interpreting the chapter right, Witch and Wizard are actually Shiki's parents. But obviously with this reveal, it raises an even bigger question mark over what the connection between Shiki and Mother is, because that's the other thing about it, is that there's been a growing we know there's a connection between Shiki and Mother. So what is it? And honestly, after this reveal and taking into consideration everything we know so far about the world of a millennia long past, I tend to believe there was a period of time where either Shiki died in the womb by virtue of the cataclysm that occurred, or he died shortly after being born. And what happened after that is that Witch, in her time of sorrow, grief, and yes, regret at being able to save her child, prayed to Mother in order to save Shiki. Now, keep in mind, when I say this, I mean, I don't think it was necessarily like a direct wish to Mother necessarily on Witch's behalf. I think Witch just prayed to her, and in response, what I assume likely happened is that Mother had given Shiki at least a portion of her life force in order to resurrect him. Now, where this gets a little hard to figure out, and I might be overthinking it, is, and this might be me overthinking the time stuff, is how the timeline itself like pretty much works out with that continuity. Because if all this happened like 20,000 years ago, again, then what's the timeline between what happened back then to the timeline where the series started? Because in concept, and everything I just laid out, it all makes sense. It all makes sense in my head, but the logistics of it are still very vague, in my opinion, unless Mother had thrust Shiki into the future after resurrecting him. I don't know. And yeah, this is one of those reveals where I bet if I reread the series again from the beginning up to now, I would notice all the subtle nods hinting at the idea of Witch being Shiki's mother, because this definitely, I'm not gonna lie, this more than anything, this reveal definitely makes her final moments like before her death all the more tragic. Like Shiki said himself that Witch carries the aura of a mother, and Betty didn't realize how true he actually was in saying that, considering Witch apparently is Shiki's mother. But okay, more so than any of that though, this definitely adds even further context, I think, to why Ziggy erased the Starshine's memories though, because I can only imagine the trauma Witch suffered from the idea of having believed she lost her child, her child would be so great, and I think in some ways, I think even more so than that, I think Witch specifically had pretty much learned of Ziggy's identity as future Shiki. So because of that, I think that in part also kind of is why he erased her memory, and just from. And I think Ziggy realized he even though he was a version of Shiki, he wasn't her her true son, so to speak. So I think what he did is Ziggy probably thought erasing her memory was a mercy of sorts, and then after he erased their memory, he worked tirelessly in order to save the first Shiki that she had lost, and probably was planning to restore those memories after he revived his other self. Maybe. I don't know. I'm going off the cuff, honestly, with a lot of this shit. But then as we know, that ultimately became an unfulfilled goal. Although I can only imagine the shock to the system it's going to be when those memories start flooding back to Witch and Wizard, which Yeah, I'm just gonna say, with how out of hand the situation has gotten now, Pino really needs to start some kind of mass, some kind of like some kind of mass like neural upload or something of these memories to the Starshines and Darkstar's brains before they actually end up killing each other. Like, never mind what happened with Shiki, which yeah, on that one I doubt he's dead or gonna die, but it's like, at least I hope not, hope so. But yeah, there's still that. But yeah, it's like but right now, you need to get things sorted out. You need to start acting now. Like get those memories uploaded to the Starshines and Darkstars stat, and then there's obviously still the question of what kind of angle Mashima's going for by having Lightning Law impale Shiki, unless it's to jumpstart some of his own memories that he's forgotten. Like, I don't know, like a lot of this shit's like, a lot of this shit is just like one of those things that makers say, yeah, I think memories need to be restored pronto, like more than anything else. But I didn't, and yeah, I didn't mention this last chapter, but I was kind of curious of just what were the circumstances or even reasoning behind pretty much behind the like Moscow and Cosmo connection. And in this chapter, Mashima gives us an answer, which is there is no reason. It was just a cool transformation feature Moscow can do, which if this was any other mangaka or any other series, I would have been pissed off at the reasoning. But again, because it's Mashima, the man knows how to add that little bit of self-aware flavor to things and just say, screw it. I'm just gonna say it was. There was no reason. It was just a cool aesthetic detail. Like, yeah, that's Mashima. With that said, though, not much else to talk about with this chapter, other than say I think there's a slight translation error in this chapter, because when you switch to the moment between Brain and Hermit shouts defiantly that she'll save the ship as the life of Edens, but that's Ivory's title, so I think there was a little bit of a mistranslation error on that one, but it is what it is. But yeah, everyone, that's all I got for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and other Crunchyroll, push the notification bell, hit the subscribe button, and just share the video, guys. Dark Knight of Midnight, signing off. Later, everyone.